I saw that. I was a little.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. Well, welcome in, everybody. Happy holidays. I know, again, that we've got a couple of people trickling in, but I also know that everyone's time is valuable. So I'm going to just start by welcoming everyone. It is our final town hall of the year. So I'm really glad to see so many friendly faces and to see so many actual faces out there. It's really wonderful to see that. If you are feeling brave enough, so to speak, please turn on your camera. You don't have to speak if you don't want to, but I do love seeing those friendly faces. And if you have questions at any time, please feel free to raise your hand, put it in the chat, and get those questions out there because we're here to help all of you. I did mention the chat just a second ago. Go ahead and get started in there. Say hi, where you're dialing in from. Are you a first-time caller, or is this one of your many town halls joining us? We would love to hear from you. I love seeing where people are calling in from. Oh, and thank you. So many more people turned on their cameras. That's wonderful. Let's get started. I am Kate Zeitvogel. I am the Director of Customer Success here at Cadre. Thank you again for joining us today for our final town hall of 2022. I am in shock that we are already in December here, but here we are. And so I am excited to introduce you to the team that we have on hand, the cadre of Cadre folk that we have here. I'm excited to hear how your 2022 was, how 2023 is looking, but also to give some pointers on how to improve your profile during these holidays. I know it gets a little quieter. It's a great time to spend 15 minutes just really diving into your profile and making it the best you can in preparation for 2023. So without further ado, let me introduce some of the team members we have here. We have Erin McCulley. She is the head of our accounting team. With her also is Jessica Goforth, a member of our accounting team. We've got Dawn Penfold, the president of Meeting Jobs. If you are looking for that more permanent position, either part-time or full-time, Meeting Jobs is our sister company, and they are the go-to place for that. She is also, Dawn, a wonderful resource for all of those about me and how to promote yourself aspects. So I'm really glad that she's here to help us with all of that. We're also joined by Lana Wass, who's our customer success associate, and Bianna Spence, another customer success associate. I'm sure many of you have spoken with various people here throughout your years working with Cadre, so I'm excited to have the faces to go with it. So we are, again, talking about how to improve your profile today. So Bianna is going to be driving again for us. Whenever you're ready, if you would like to share your screen, thank you so much. We're going to walk through showing everyone what it looks like. You know what it looks like to build your profile, but we're going to walk through how those different aspects actually apply to the social profile so that you know how it looks in the real world, so to speak. So we are going to use, Lana has a profile on here. She does from time to time go out there and make some offers on some of the gigs, being part of the industry, which is very exciting. So we're going to use Lana as our guinea pig. And for all of our examples here, we'll try not to be too hard on her, but let's get started right away with her name and her photo, because we know that those are the very first things that you have to put in there. Her name clearly right in there, shows up nice and bright and is easy to find in that search engine optimization, that SEO, if people were to search for you specifically. And Lana's photo here. Lana, can you tell us, that is, first of all, stunning photo. How much, can I ask, did you pay for it? Who did you see? Because I need to get an updated one. And that's a gorgeous one. And I know you're in Chicago here with me because I see that location right there. Tell me about your photo, please. You are on mute, my dear.
Unmute. The photo is very simple. It was taken with my phone by a friend, who then took it and did some, taking away a lot of some of the wrinkles and taking things that will make me look like it's a professionally done photo. So it's really inexpensive, and there's a lot of editing programs on your phone that you can use.
Okay.
And I suggest you do that, have someone else do it. and then, filter it a little bit, and then it looks a little bit more professional. It looks professional, and that's how I did it. And it cost me a zero.
I love free. That's possibly everybody's favorite word. I am seeing a lot of heads being like, yep, totally. And I think one of the really nice things about this is it does look professionally done. It doesn't look like a selfie that you would find on Facebook. Nothing against Facebook and their selfies and all of those other social media platforms and the selfies and that trend, but it doesn't look like that. It definitely looks professional. And it's nice to know that it's easily done with just your phone. So beautiful, wonderful. I know that also, do you have a video in here? Can we scroll down and see if that shows up?
I do have a video.
Fantastic.
That one's not so wonderful. that was that.
Well, tell me why, Lana. What would you do differently for this video when you go to update it?
Right. There's two things for this. This was before I had a circle light, a little circle light that I put behind so I had a lot of light coming in from the back and overshadowing, and the background is distracting because you can't see my face. So you want as clear of a background as you can. Right now, if you look at Erin's background and you look at Biona's background, it's very clear in the back. And my suggestion is that's kind of what you work towards when you're doing your video. Again, this is not the perfect video, and this is not what I would suggest you do, but it does. You can do your video at home, and you can do it now. You don't need to go this way. You can do it this way. Either way you want, landscape or this way. And you'll still, because I think there was a time where we had videos where you could only see the top of people's heads.
Right.
Now we've changed that.
Perfect.
So you can now go landscape. You can do it this way and it'll come out. But again, I would suggest you get the proper lighting, and then you also clear out the background so it's not distracted. But again, I'm going to suggest Erin and Biona's background is the simplest kind of thing to do. So
excellent. Wonderful. Thank you so much for those tips. I definitely think that I know that you'll be applying them, and I think that they are great suggestions so that the focus of the video is you and not everything going on behind you and around you. And being in Chicago, which I know is another part of building out your profile, and have it listed right in there. That it's really easy to have a lot of distractions in the background. And when you are walking through and building out your profile, that's that location when you first are putting it in there. That's, as you all can see, that's the location that gets pulled right. Exactly. Thank you, Biana, right in there. So that's how clients figure out where you are based. It's not based off of that tax information. It's based off of that location in your contact area. So if you happen to have multiple home bases throughout the year, just make sure you keep that updated so that we and other clients know where you are based out of at that point in time, especially if they're looking for someone local to that area. Excellent. Lana, any other points you wanted to make there? Or I think you buttoned up with all of the videos are now able to be turned either way. That's fantastic. So let's go on to expertise, because that's the next step in building out your profile. Beautiful. All right, so Lana, I know that when you first get started, you have the option of selecting whether you have expertise in on-site or expertise in that in-office remote. Can you explain those two positions, like what that means a little bit more, and the best way to show off those different sets of skills?
Okay, so on-site, of course, is when you're going to be working on-site at a program, wherever it might be. And then office remote is you may be asked to come and work in their office, but you wouldn't be on site at the event. And sometimes that is pre and post event. Remote could be you work through the whole program, but you're doing more remote work. And I'm going to guess that most of you have profiles and experience that apply to both. And so I would be sure that you check both so that each one shows blue, and then you be sure to get all of the projects that are posted for both on-site and for remote and office. So I think that if you have any kind of, if you're a meeting planner and you did a lot of pre-planning and looking for venues, those are all sort of kind of off-site or office type things that a client might be looking for. On-site is more the execution of it, and office and remote more the planning and logistics and that type of thing. So I would suggest, and I just have a feeling that most of you have that background that covers both, that you go do that, and then you go in and update your skills and your experience to show that you can do both off-site, you can do on-site and office and remote.
I just saw a question pop up from Sarah about, is there a limit to the number of specialties that you can add in here? And yes, at the moment there is a limit, so that you're just highlighting your top ones, the ones that you excel the most at. You may have experience in all of them. Awesome. But these specialties are the ones that you want to highlight, the ones that you have the most expertise in, or maybe they're very favorites, maybe they're both. That's what those ones are for. And that's why we have it limited to 4. Now, to keep moving forward, because this is a great segue for this, the skills section right down below, there is a limit on that one, but it's closer to like 50, I want to say. So in this area, we really want to highlight, and I know that we have in previous town halls, but we want to highlight again the significance of this area. All of those blue bubbles in there, all of those skills that you are highlighting, even something as simple as the language that you speak or languages that you speak, and all of the technology that you are proficient in, all of those are searchable. They are both searchable within Cadre and they are searchable out on the web, so that as people are just Googling for an on-site management professional in the Chicago area, Lana should be one of those people to come up. It's going to take a little time to build that. Remember, we are still a relatively young company and we're building that up. But more importantly to you right now is going to be keeping in mind that all of these are also used in filters and in searches and in sorts within Cadre by our clients. And I know that a lot of our current clients and a lot of our prospective clients are loving the fact that they can really shorten their list of all of those offers they're receiving just by saying, I'm looking for everyone that has Cvent Flex in their profile. It shortens that list just a little bit. So if you have that expertise, get as nitty gritty and as granular as you can, so that those experiences don't, or those opportunities don't pass you by. Lana, any suggestions or any additional details to add in there?
I think that if you talk about some of the skills that people are looking for, I've noticed that there's more Cvent type of skill sets. So you want to be sure to have that.
Mm-hmm.
And then also being, good communication skills. I notice a lot of when our clients are looking for people, they want people that are able to communicate and talk to different people. So just be sure that you cover all the bases of what, if you look every day at what the client is looking for. And if you have those skill sets, you should be adding them to your skill set profile.
Perfect. And I think that is a great segue. Thank you so much, Lana, for that about you section, but also real quickly before we jump there, because remember, in between that skill section and the about you is the certifications area. And especially for things like Cvent certifications or your CMP certification, CMM certification, all of those certifications, having those listed in there is another area to really call out all of your skill sets and all of those details, so that clients know, yeah, this person really knows all of those details in Cvent. So I think that those are all really great. Thank you so much for that, Lana. Or sorry, not Lana, Biana, would you scroll back up to the about area? This is, as you all know, that final section in that skills expertise area. And it's that bio, that 500 characters or so of who you are as an event professional. And I think many of you have pretty good ones out there, but we're always looking for improvement. We always have room for improvement. So I'm really glad that Dawn is here. If Dawn, you could give us a couple suggestions on what makes a really captivating about you or biography section, a summary.
I call it the elevator pitch. And a while ago, we used to call it the elevator pitch, that you get on an elevator and if you meet somebody, you can tell them from the first floor to the 20th floor who you are, and they understand who you are. So it's really important that you take that area and find out what makes you different from everybody else. Is it that you have a specialty in pharmaceutical meetings? Is it that you have a specialty in incentive meetings? Is your favorite passion on-site work? Is it transportation? Is it, do not put down that I'm a people person who gets along well and likes to travel. I mean, everybody in our industry is that. What
I would
makes
hope so.
What makes you different? That's that's what's really important in this area. It's a number of years of experience is important, but it's more important of the type of experience that you have. And so that's what I think the about you is so important. And you can tighten up then in your pitch when you apply for a job, a little more details that have more to do with the job at hand. But this about thing should be general with the details that's just makes you different from everybody else.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Dawn. Beth, I see that you have your hand raised. Welcome in. What can we do for you, Beth? I have you on mute at the moment. Sorry about that. There you go.
No worries. Sorry about that. On the reviews part, yeah. I have some reviews listed. When I go to my profile page and I click on anywhere on that, it doesn't click to the reviews. I have to go kind of off of this page and onto my dashboard to see those. And I was asking Lana, if I send this link to a prospective client or a past client or whatever, and say, here's my information, how do they click on to see my reviews? And can they without being a Cadre client?
Great question. That's a great question. They will be able to see the number of reviews and the average rating on here, but in order to see what the reviews actually say about you, they will need to log in and either and have their profile in Cadre in order to see it. But that is a great question because they definitely will need a profile to read those reviews. They'll be able to see, again, the average rating and the total number of reviews that you've received.
And then can they see the other information about the specialties, all of that you scroll down, that they can see that. So really what they can't see is the reviews.
Exactly.
Okay. And then if I'm on my profile, is there somewhere I can click that takes me to my dashboard? I feel like I always have to go out to another area to my dashboard.
From this screen, I don't believe so. I think that you need to log in like you normally would. However, if you're already in your profile, you should be able to just click on the dashboard.
And I get the same question if I'm on my dashboard and want to go over to my profile. How can I, or how do I do that? I feel like I always have to go out of one and go into the other.
Yeah, absolutely. So you should be able just to click on your name. In this case, you're Lana today, Beth. You should be able just to click right on your name and have it pop right up.
Got it. Okay.
Let's make sure that this actually happens though. So hang on while it slowly loads.
But that's slowly loading. I'm so sorry.
No worries. There we go. Yes. Oh,
okay.
Good. So yeah,
okay,
click
good.
on your name and you'll quickly get to your profile. Now, if for whatever reason that's not working, there is another way to get there, and it's through that promote yourself area in your profile. But that's the much faster way of doing it. Awesome.
And then I had thrown a question in the chat as well about when we were talking about experience and skills. I've worked in event, but it's been a number of years when I was on the hotel side. Yeah. And I just wondered, again, it's not something I've touched for a while, but should I still include that?
if someone were to post a position looking specifically for someone with CVent attendee hub, would you be comfortable jumping in and using? Then I wouldn't. Yeah, I think that that's a good way of triaging whether you should or shouldn't add it. Because yeah, it's great to have that in there, but if it's not something that you're comfortable jumping right in and taking over, I probably wouldn't add it until you are comfortable or until you're at that level. Yeah.
And one last question. I was on Dawn's meeting job, and it kind of took me back to Cadre. So is the profile itself set up in two different areas, or is it all through Cadre now?
Dawn, go for it.
Yeah, it's in two different areas because it's two different, basically, companies. Meeting Jobs is for permanent placement. Cadre is for independent contractor temporary placement. So you need to register. If you were on Meeting Jobs and you went back to Cadre for some reason, you must have clicked on a Cadre logo someplace.
Let me peek because I had it all open. Yes.
Which probably happened because, we have the hyperlinks wherever it says Cadre.
Yeah. Well, I'm at Meeting Jobs as a Cadre company. So I guess my question would be, if I wanted to be on both, would I need to re-register separately?
Yes, you have to register on both.
Okay, got it.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sure.
There's a question, and we might be jumping into to another section. We can go back to it later, but it's a question that says, I live in northern New Jersey, but I'm 10 miles from Manhattan, and also I have an apartment in Philadelphia. I have access to New York City plus Philadelphia airports. How do I note that in my location?
Oh, wow. That's a really great question.
If I could just, that was my question.
Sure. Hi. Thank you.
I'm Philip, and I'm brand new to Cadre.
Welcome.
And I just wanted to, if I put Passaic, New Jersey, which is my hometown, no one knows where the heck I'm located.
Sure.
And I can see Manhattan from my balcony window right here.
Yeah.
And so I'm 10 miles from Manhattan, and also my partner and I share an apartment in Philadelphia as well. So I'm multi-city. How do you note that? Do I just put New York and let it go?
I think I would. And I would, when you're in Philadelphia, I would switch it to Philadelphia, obviously. But I think that the way that people are searching is we do it by distance to the event, for example. And it is based on